For our work session in preparation for our first meeting in September, which will be on September 1 at 5:30 downstairs where it usually is. And we have obviously the agenda to deal with, but we do have a presentation by Todd Palmer, and it may be others, but I just put Todd on there for Pafford Emergency Services. We've got a contract renewal on this agenda, and I thought it would be timely for them to provide us additional information about services and the assorted communications that we have with y'all on the regular. So please, whoever wishes to present.
Absolutely. So I'll stand up. And
Well, I tell you what, if you don't mind going
Sure.
down that end of the table, that way we can all lay eyes on you easily.
We can have a seat down here.
You can.
So my name's Freddie Parker. I think I've met most of you guys in the past. So I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Pafford EMS. So this extension will cover 2026 to 2028. And kind of exciting because this will actually take us to a decade of service, I believe, in the city of Starkville. We started this back in 2018, I believe. So just so everybody kind of has the current landscape, as far as the contract goes, we're not requesting any changes to be made. It will just be service as usual as has been provided. And on that landscape and kind of the geography of it. So there's 2 ambulances that are stationed in the city 24 hours a day. 7 days a week. One is at fire station number 3, and one is at fire station number 4. And then for the kind of local geography around there, so we have ambulances that are in Choctaw County, we have ambulances that are in Webster County, and we have ambulances that are in Clay County as well. So we have kind of changed our process a little bit, I guess you could say. We take one of those ambulances and it kind of becomes a floater a little bit. And it kind of lives in the Phoebe area a lot of times, and that's out in Clay County, and that helps us, if we get to a low level in a certain area, we kind of have a resource we can shift around a little bit. And that resource has been moved to Starkville, on a few occasions. It's not very often that we go into a situation where, both ambulances in Starkville are tied up, at the same time. It does happen. But with that extra resource, that way we're able to move it down and make sure that you guys have, coverage that's not impeded by anything. As far as that, like I said, as far as the contract goes, we're not requesting, any changes to be made. And the agreement would just be as is that we've had for the last 8 years, I guess.
Y'all have expanded some over the last several years, have you not?
We have. So we acquired the North Mississippi Health System operations for their ground and air ambulance. So that's when we expanded into those surrounding counties. And then Choctaw County, like I said, there's 2 ambulances that are in Choctaw County as well, which is honestly our sister company, but we work side by side, with them to share the resources.
Okay. And Chief, we haven't encountered any issues as it relates to Starkville having Pafford versus the county having whoever the county's had in the past and is going to have in the future. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. No confusion factor there. Okay. Are y'all foreseeing any further growth in the area?
So I think in Northeast Mississippi there could be some opportunities that present themselves, over the next couple of years. So we're hopeful. We'll see where it goes.
Hopefully for Ottawa County too.
I'm sorry?
In the future.
Well, they've just signed a new contract, so it won't be in the near
Okay,
future.
in the future.
I was just trying to think if there's anything else informative that y'all want to share with us while you have the opportunity. The contract is the same. Why don't you just kind of remind us how that contract works and what we provide, what you provide, that sort of thing.
Sure. So the contract dictates 2 ambulances on duty 24/7 throughout the term of the contract. The response times we maintain, as long as we maintain an average of 10 minutes or less, I believe it's 90% of the time on the contract, which that's never been an issue since we've been here as far as being over, on the times. Like I said, that's the response time average. The number of trucks is 2, and then the city provides a place for us to be in Fire Station 3 and Fire Station 4.
And that staging is due to, one's close to the hospital and some of the care homes, and the other one is down south for the far reaches from the hospital. Okay, all right. And for those, I mean, I get those reports weekly, but the chief sends them to me. And for those of us who may be not necessarily up on that, but try to say it fairly frequently, that 80% of what we do, fire department, et cetera, is medical. So, and that seems to be true nationwide. So what y'all do is a good preponderance of what you share with our fire department in responding to medical events in the city. We had one downstairs yesterday at court, so we appreciate that partnership.
Can you expound on the EMT program that he provides for the fire?
Okay, well, that was one of the things I would kind of expecting him to talk about, so,
I was
yeah.
just about to say that. So Rob Fisher is here also. He's our Director of Education for the company. And Rob, do you want to just expound a little bit, maybe come over here?
Sure, would you please? That'd be great. This is intended to kind of
Get
be
my brain
educational
right
for everybody.
Right
It's all right,
enough.
sure.
Yeah, so since I came to work with Pafford in the past 2.5 years, all 2 years, we have done EMT classes here in-house with the fire department. Jeremy Weaver, one of you guys, is fire guys, works for us. He's cross-trained, works for Pafford as well, so him and I did the education together. I actually just spoke with him this week, Chief, on request you guys want another EMT class here in-house. So it's good for us because these medics that are in-house that work for the fire department, they're cross-trained with our protocols. So all of our advanced life techniques that we use, we teach to our employees, we give to the fire guys. So it's a good trade-off. So the medicine's the same. That way the hospitals know whenever they see a patient with XYZ, they know what to expect from the fire guys and with the Pafford employees. I come from a fire-based EMS system like Vicksburg Fire Department, so I'm very pro-fire, paramedic, EMS working in relationships with each other. So we've had, Jeremy has a great success rate. I don't know what his success rate is off the top of my head, Chief. It's
Last 100%.
100%,
It's
wow.
better than anywhere that I teach. I'll have to say that. I have to give a thumbs up to Jeremy. He does a great job. So, and we're able to, what we like to do is not only educate the fire guys, but they help us if they get there prior to us getting the call a few minutes ahead of time. But we also like to hope we can recruit a couple of those guys to work on their days off for us on our ambulances. And I think we had one out of this last class last fall that's working part-time with us. So, good results. I think it's good for the community. We try to do as much as we can. If Todd needs anything here as far as CPR for any of the community, the fire, the police guys, Jeremy's usually the one that takes care of that. He reaches out to me and then we give him the resources that he needs. We just did one over in West Point. The reason we haven't done one in-house here with y'all's guys this year yet, but as I said, he reached out to me actually this week about trying to get one this fall. So I see one of those in the horizon here pretty quick. So.
Okay, do you do that at Fire Station 1? Where do y'all do that? Where do you actually conduct the
We
training?
started them up here, I'm not familiar, the county building right up here.
Oh, okay.
We were doing them on the second floor there.
Okay.
The first
The
year.
EMS building?
That's right.
Okay.
And then we transitioned it to, is that Station 1?
Station
Chief?
1.
Yeah, we were doing it because the recruits were there, and then if they need to go jump on the fire truck while we were
Yeah.
teaching, the alarm goes out, we just close the book, they go get on the truck, so that works out well, we transition over there.
Okay, and do y'all share with, does anybody else come in and train with us when y'all train? I mean, you said you did one in West Point. Do we have other cities or municipalities?
We offer it, but a lot of times the departments like to stay with their own folks. We'll
Okay.
pass it out. If Todd's got an employee or somebody who needs EMT in-house, we'll allow them to come and jump in and into the class. I think we had one from Eupora, one of our Eupora residents and employees. Now he's going to paramedic school. We actually training to go to paramedic school as well. So
Okay.
yeah, we try to offer it as much as we can in the community. So when, if you guys know anyone's out of high school, a good potential candidate, then yeah, tell them to come on and jump in, and it's good for everybody.
Okay, cool. Questions, anybody? Questions? We appreciate y'all being here, we appreciate the partnership, and I didn't realize it'd been a decade, so that's,
I was looking, I'll say when
Yeah.
when I was looking at the draft contract, I said, oh, wow, this is gonna make 10 years.
yeah, cool, okay. Well, I remember when it occurred, and I think we've done well together, so thank you very much.
Mayor, do you remember what precipitated bringing them in? to
I
begin
do.
with?
I do.
Yeah.
I'd rather not throw anybody under the bus right now, but yes, I do remember that distinctly. Yeah, so I think we are well served, so thank you all. Okay.
So we're here to support you guys and make sure you're taken care of.
Okay, well, I know our residents appreciate that, so, all right, thank you so much. All right, thanks, guys. Go ahead, me out.
I meant to. Just check it out.
Well, no, they're gone now.
We all remember.
They are gone now, so don't have to worry about it. Don't have to shame them. All right, so we move on to our agenda items. We've got 2 sets of minutes. Mr. Huskisson, Ms. McLaurin, all good. All right, we'll put those on consent. All right. Then I've got announcements. I will mention that the Labor Day garbage schedule is citywide pickup, and I will also mention that we will have the Get Swept Up, which will actually occur on the 2nd, which will be the day after our board meeting. So I can say it now as well. So, yeah, the Get Swept Up process is always before our first home game, which will be the following weekend. So glad to have it. And anybody got anything they want under Board of Aldermen comments? Okay. Public appearances, Ms. Creasink has asked for first responders blood drive. I think she says she needs more than 3 but less than 10. So we've got her set up for a public appearance as well. Under public hearings, this will be our second public hearing and our opportunity to adopt the tax millage and to adopt the fiscal year 26-27 budget for the city of Starkville. So we will go through that process. And since we had our special call meeting, I believe everybody knows where we are, so we will just wait for our public hearing. This is also going to be the first public hearing to adopt a chronic nuisance property ordinance. We will have 2 of those, so the opportunity to actually adopt it would be on the 15th for the second public hearing. And I have asked, depending on how everybody feels about it, I have asked that it become one of those ordinances that with a unanimous adoption becomes effective immediately. So that is in the ordinance itself. So, it does require unanimous adoption in order for that to occur, but that gives us that option if the board is willing to consider it such. And then the other one is the Leisure and Recreation District Ordinance, which is to add that specific language to the Go Cup, which allows them to put a date on it and it to become easily recognizable to the police department as they're in the Go Cup district, so that the folks are assisted in being legal as they're wandering around with their cup of whatever their cup is filled with. So we will see. And that again is a public hearing. And then the next public hearing, this one is a 21-1911 associated with one of our locations that we have been struggling with for years now. We actually had done a 21-1911 on this location, back in 2017, 2018, Alderman Vaughn? Sometime back in there. And with the construction and the changes to 182, we have let it go to see if we could get to the point where something might happen with it. And at this point in time now, we've gotten past that particular location. And so the effort will be to see if we can get that property cleaned up appropriately. It has its own challenges. Mr. Williams, you've been underneath it, I believe.
Looked underneath it.
Yeah, and it is,
concern.
yeah, it is a concern.
I saw the
So,
pictures.
yeah, we will have those obviously available for the public hearing. So, and I have had a conversation with Mr. Moore, so he's very aware of it. Okay. Under mayor's business, this will not be able to go on consent as Alderman Brooks is going to need to recuse himself. So we just be that as a follow-up to our presentation today. Community development, Mr. Haviland, I see you back there. We got a final plat.
We have 2 final plats. The first one is for taking 1 lot and making it into 2 lots on College View. And then the other one is for taking 2 lots and making it into 1 lot in Allen.
Okay, and no issues about that?
They're both minor plats. PRC reviewed all of their certificates.
Okay, consent for those 2? Okay. And then under engineering, we have the Main Street Revitalization Grant, which Mr. Williams has been working diligently with Main Street on to put together a program. OCEDA is the match, so this is not a dollar factor for the city. This is a partnership with some in-kind services coming from the engineering department. So it's an opportunity for us to continue to make improvements in the Main Street area. This one is for Lafayette Street. So we'll hopefully look forward to getting that. Consent for that? All right, thank you. And then we claims docket, we can skip over that one. So HR, Mr. Ashford, are you on, and are you still in Greece and on with us? There he is.
He's actually not dialed in.
Is he not dialed in? Okay, well, I see the big N there, so I made an assumption. All right. So we have this is that grant program for internships, which I think we've been very successful with in the utilities department. And where else have we had that? Anybody else? Fire department. Okay, thank you. So consent for that one?
Consent.
Okay. And then we've got, and all of these are replacement positions, I believe, that firefighters and
What about
sanitation.
two?
I'm
Is
sorry,
that-
two,
That's been back
electrical
a long
engineer.
time, right?
Yes, it has been.
Like years.
Edward's on, but also Mike, the electrical engineer, it's a replacement position?
Yes.
Yes, okay, consent for that one. And then police department, pre-academy, obviously police positions, fire positions, consent, and then the driver. So to be noted on this one, Ms. Walker needs to have that, we need to make that start date retroactive to 27. The commercial driver that Chris recently lost left him short, and Ms. Walker is coming back to us from, she was in West Point, is that correct? I'm sorry? First student, okay. Anyway, she's coming back to us from being employed elsewhere and also being a lottery winner, so happy to have her back, I believe. Consent for that one? Okay. And then Mr. Nance has applied for the position that Mr. McMullen has so rudely vacated, or going to vacate from us. We will miss him, but Mr. Nance has agreed to fill that role, and I think he will make an excellent choice. So consent for that one. Parks, these are soccer uniforms, and then sand for, these are for the Cornerstone field. Is he here somewhere? No, he's not. All right, consent, thank you. Then police, we have new motorcycle. Anything about this you want to share, AC?
No, ma'am, it's gonna be that, replacement.
The replacement motorcycle. Okay.
The one
Yeah.
that's currently in the proposed budget for fiscal '27.
No, this is the replacement one. The next one would come with the new budget, I
This is the
believe.
insurance.
Is that right?
But the
Okay.
insurance goes to
Yeah.
the insurance company, I mean, to the motorcycle company, not to
It
us.
is the
Right,
replacement.
but it's a
for
replacement,
Okay.
is my
It's
understanding.
totaled, so it's a new motorcycle.
Where's Webb? Is that not right, Webb? Is that not a replacement vehicle?
This is a replacement motorcycle.
Okay, that's what I thought.
That's correct.
Right, okay, all right. Consent for that one? And then the abandoned property to sell, consent for that one? And then a forfeited vehicle, much the same, scrap, consent for that one? And then, my goodness, we're getting all kinds of surplus. Surplus for vehicles as well? Consent. And then code enforcement is gonna be a mowing cleanup of 66 Boyd Road. Consent for that one? Okay. And then under utilities, we have an amendment to engineering services for an influent pump station. Anything specific about that, Mr. Jones, that you want to share?
It's basically, want me to come down there?
Sure. Join us at the end of the table.
This was some work that is associated with the rehab work, that clarifier number 3 had a failure, so they had to pump that out so there could be repairs on it. And
Okay.
the other pump was on the influent water coming into the, wastewater coming into the plant. They had to rent a pump to all the repairs to the existing pumps.
Okay, this was not an anticipated expense,
Well,
so it's a change order, so to speak?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Well, the cost associated with the rental went longer than what we thought.
Right. Okay.
As far as whether it was anticipated, I don't think, I'm fairly sure the clarifier was not.
Okay.
And what I don't know about the problem is whether the failure of the influent pump was, or work done on the influent pump was a product of the normal rehab, or was it, I don't know that. I can get an answer to that.
Edward, you up?
Yes, ma'am.
Can
This
you-
is the item on the Clearwater contract?
Yes,
or
sir.
this is the pump run?
Yes.
This is the pump round.
Okay, yeah, we had a failure at the influent, station, and we had to bring in a supplementary pump for that. We were not sure exactly how long we were gonna need it, because we didn't know how long the repairs were gonna take. So the invoice for that repair exceeded $5,000 when we got the final bill back. So we're asking for board approval of that after the fact, since it's greater than 5,000. A very similar thing happened with Clarifier 3, and it's the same vendor, the different pump, but the same vendor in the same scenario. We didn't really know how long it was gonna take to get that Clarifier back up and running.
Okay, so that essentially covers when your dialogue just then essentially covers 1 and 2? Emergency purchase?
Yes, the emergency is 2 different invoices in
Right,
there, and they're
okay.
each approximately around $6,000 each.
Okay, all right, thank you. Consent for that, and then the next one up is the influent lift station pump repair. Consent for that one? Okay. All right, then we have low quote from Turner Farms for dump trailer for water distribution. Consent for that one?
Consent.
Okay. And sole source quote for central pipe for Badger meter. Consent for that one?
Consent.
And then utility maintenance specialist to provide professional services associated with substation maintenance. Consent for that one? All right, that carries us to the end of the agenda for our first meeting in September. So any questions, anything anybody wants to talk about? Okay, all right. Everyone have a great weekend, and we will
Anybody want to say see you in September?
see you in September. Yes, yes, absolutely. And go Jackets.